Performance improvement plans are things that come up for clients who think that they're going to be a good idea to put an employee on a performance improvement plan. Before you go that route, think about the steps that are going to be involved and come to terms with the fact that performance improvement plans will create more work for you on the management team, period. Why is that? Because performance plans, if they're done well, they're going to include check-in dates, they're going to include metrics, they're going to include things that the employee will be expected to do, and it really is on you to ensure that you're following the check-ins and that you are checking in with the employee to be sure whether or not they're meeting their metrics. I worked with a client not too long ago who had an employee on a PIP and wanted to terminate the employee. His answer was, she completely failed, total failure with the PIP. I said, great, send me over the PIP. I look at the PIP on the first page. It basically said, your manager will have weekly meetings with you to check in on your performance. And I said to the client, do you have meeting notes for those meetings? And the answer I got was, what meetings? And I said, well, here you go. Page 1 says you're going to have these meetings. To make a long story short, none of the meetings ever happened. So then we had to sort of take things back a notch and figure out, okay, what do we do now if you gave an employee a PIP but then you didn't do what you said you were going to do? How are you going to fire that person, right? She's going to say that you set her up to fail. Following through the PIP is really important. And then if you're thinking about the PIP, I want you to stop for a second and think about a scenario in which the employee does a really good job and succeeds. Are you going to be prepared to keep the employee on board? And if the answer to the question is no, I'm done, then don't go the PIP route.